Hello, my Capricorns. Thank you for joining me for another reading. This is going to be your reading for April 1st to the 15th. So let's dive right in. I'm going to keep shuffling. I started shuffling and we already got a card. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple more shuffles and we'll get into the reading. This is a general reading. There will be messages for many people. I'll be connecting with energies from all over the place. So please, if something doesn't resonate for you, then it's meant for somebody else. So please take what resonates for you and leave the rest of the messages for the other people. All right, last shuffle, and we have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So that's going to be our overall energy for the reading. Our overall energy, the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this is going to be about maybe a relationship or person, not necessarily relationship, but a person having to do with your material, physical realm. So your home, your job, your finances, your physical stuff that you can touch, see, all of that stuff. So I feel like that's what this reading is going to be about. So we already have this card that jumped out while I was shuffling. That is Mastery. Also the Chariot card in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So I love this. It's either there's some travel going on, taking it very literal. There could be some travel going on the beginning of April. Also, it's kind of just like, if you kind of look closely at the horses, I see all of the elements. We have fire, earth, air, and water there. So you can see the details there. See, it's like a moon. Okay, it's focusing on me. It's like a moon and some stars. That's the sky. So air, and then we have water. There we go. We have water, earth, and fire, of course. So maybe there's some travel. Maybe there's some travel going in the beginning of March. It could also mean that you're like kind of moving on from something. So let's see what other cards come out. What do we have for Capricorn? We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords reversed. All right, so we're kind of not really doing a whole lot of communicating. Some miscommunication, maybe not a whole lot of communication, or maybe your communication is a little bit coming on a little bit too strong. The Queen is more emotional, more empathetic communication, more heartfelt type stuff. Maybe either there is a lack of miscommunication or it's just kind of too strong. So you're coming off more from a masculine perspective in your communications. So with relating to whoever this person might be, whoever that person or situation might be, maybe there's some strong communication. Maybe you're thinking about leaving a job, moving on to something else. What else do we have for Capricorn? Ten of Swords. Done with it. Done with something. You're done with something. Maybe there's been some kind of harsh words and you're just done. You're just done with something. I don't know if this is a household issue or a work issue. That's still not really very clear to me yet. But it's kind of one of those things, if not both. Let's see. One could affect the other. What else do we have for Capricorn? The Nine of Cauldrons. Okay. So, is this what we're seeking? We're seeking to be satisfied emotionally. This is not whatever this situation is that's going on. You're trying to find this, and where it's at, they're kind of across from each other. So you're trying to get here. This is movement to here. So if it's a physical move, a travel, just to kind of get in touch with yourself a little bit so you can feel this happiness, this satisfaction, fulfillment emotionally. So I feel like you're not getting that right now, but I think you're trying, and that's step one, right? Maybe step one is acknowledgement. Maybe step two is trying, going for it. I feel like you're moving on to something else. You're done with something. You're moving on because you're seeking this. You're seeking some kind of emotional satisfaction that you don't feel like you're getting. Let's see what else we have for Capricorn. The Three of Swords. Okay, so Three of Swords. Kind of a heartbreak situation going on. So you're a little distraught about something emotionally. There's something something going on, and we've it's really just reiterating all of the other cards. There's something going on you're not happy about, and I think that that's causing you to have this energy about you, to be kind of harsh with your words. But I think, yeah, something's going on there. What's going on with you? You are trying, you're working, but I'm kind of feeling more of a playing dead situation. You're not necessarily really working on the movement. Maybe you're just kind of thinking about it, contemplating what your next move should be. But I don't see a whole lot of action going on. I see that you're done with it. You're done with something. You're not happy in a situation, so you're kind of lashing out. And the communication is not going the way you're trying to make it go. It's not going as expected. You're not getting the feedback that you're trying to get, the results. So it's kind of making you even more harsh with your words, which is kind of a terrible cycle to be in. You're harsh with your words. Therefore, you don't come across in the way that you really are trying to. It's not received the way you're expecting it to, or the way you're hoping it will be. And you get frustrated. So then you end up even harsher with your words. I would say that it's kind of a time you're planning on making a move, it looks like, but also to take some time. I've said this before in many of my videos. It's not the traditional deck. So this card has a different meaning to me than it would in the traditional deck. In that deck, you see the swords in the back. For me, this card is, they're behind him. They're behind him, stuck in the ground. He's got one tucked under his arm. There's another one laying across that's kind of just there. It's not really, you're not dead yet. It's kind of, this is the, but did you die card, right? But did you die? You didn't die. You're taking a nap. And I think maybe that might be kind of something that you're trying to do to kind of make a plan for this movement. Make a plan for that movement. Whether or not it's actually moving your home, moving into a new home, moving. I don't really see that going on. It's just more of a emotional movement. I don't see an actual physical move, but that could be going on for some of you. But for the majority of the people that I'm connecting with, there's more of an emotional move to it. Moving on from something. You're done with something, and you don't want to communicate ineffectively. So you're trying to get something else going on where you feel comfortable communicating, and you know that you'll let your guard down, and your emotions won't kind of like take over your speech. You know, like you have like a bit of an imbalance going on is what I'm feeling, where you're being a little bit, because you're emotional about the situation, you're not choosing your words wisely. What other cards do we have for Capricorn? Ooh, did you see that? They went back in the deck. Let's see. Flipped around kind of weird. Those are probably going to come up reversed later. Let's see. Queen of Cauldrons. Okay, yes. I feel like this card just came out because what I was saying about your emotions not being balanced with your communication. feel like that's what we have going on here. That's kind of, I feel like Spirit is confirming, yes, Melissa, you're on the right track. It came out in the upright. So you've got a good handle on your feelings. You need to be matching the communication with how you're feeling in a manner that is going to be received in the way you intend it to. It definitely, I feel like that's a confirmation that that the emotions are kind of having an effect on it. You like, you know, you're in charge of it, you're good with it, but I think it's controlling the way that you are speaking. So work on kind of focusing on the emotion and knowing that the emotion is yours, not the other person's. And when you're projecting your emotion by speaking harshly, then they're not going to take the way the emotion is going to feel to them is going to be different than it feels to you. So kind of check your emotions before you get into deep conversations, or before, you know, if you feel some anxiety coming on, you know you're going to have to talk about something you don't want to talk about. Somebody's starting to be kind of an ass and you just know, okay, this is going to go into an argument. Take a moment and just kind of relax, plan it out, what you want to say. That way, in the heat of the moment, you're not coming off in that harsh manner. And then, you know, your emotions are yours, their emotions are theirs, and you don't want to project your emotions onto the other person. Because if you're feeling emotional and angry, you're projecting that onto them, then they're gonna, you know, they're gonna kind of, even if they're not empathic people, that, you know, everyone is a little bit, they're going to feel those emotions coming from you. It's kind of make them feel that way too, which is going to make them not as receptive to what you're saying. So get your emotions a little bit, you have them, you know what they are, you know what's going on inside of you, but kind of take a moment to reflect on the fact that these are your emotions and you don't want to project your emotions onto somebody else before you start a conversation. When you feel a moment is coming that you're going to get heated, take a minute and reflect and just, you know what, these are my emotions. I'm in control of them. I'm not going to spit them out at somebody else. I'm going to choose my words wisely, and the outcome should be a little bit better. And the more you practice that, the better it will become. I have 2 more cards here. We're going to go for some actions and advice. Advice for Capricorn. Four of Rods. All right. Stability. So the actions that you're wanting to take, I mean, it's right next to the 9 of Cauldrons. The actions that you're going to want to take are going to lead you there. So it's kind of the action I see with this is an embrace. Embrace something. Find something that you can embrace in a way that comforts you, so that you feel good about yourself. Everything begins with self, and getting a little bit emotional. Everything begins with self. And embracing your true self will help you communicate better. You will begin to more understand yourself if you can embrace yourself. Embrace who you are. I don't want to be all like, you know, don't, what is the phrase that I keep seeing everywhere? It's, you know, this is me, and if you don't like it, you know, screw off. Don't necessarily take that stance about it, but just learn to accept yourself and find something about yourself that you can embrace. There's just one thing. That's all you need. Because once you start focusing on that one thing about yourself that you love, when I was growing up, got teased for being a redhead, got teased for the freckles, got, you know, like, ridiculous. As an adult, I've learned that it makes me who I am. It makes me unique. All of those experiences kind of made me a stronger person. And now I believe I can stand up for myself not in a way where you're forcing yourself on other people. That's not how I meant that. But, you know, like, you don't have to be boisterous about it, but just finding something within yourself that you know you can embrace. If you have a kind heart, if you're a generous person, if you find ways to donate money or donate time or volunteer, find something that you know you love about yourself and embrace that. And it will start to snowball from there. It will catch like wildfire, and you'll just keep finding things about yourself to embrace. So I feel like embracing, maybe even a physical embrace. If there's somebody that you can turn to and just be like, listen, I just need a freaking hug. Could you just give me a hug? Somebody just hold me. You know, if there's just one person that you can turn to in this situation that's maybe outside of the situation, somebody, there's an embrace that needs to be happening there. Physical embrace, if you can't find something emotionally to embrace within yourself, find somebody that you know, even if it's a pet, some kind of embrace needs to happen there. You need that comfort. You need that comfort. Definitely. Okay. Advice for Capricorn. Start over. Be a little bit naive and childlike in your actions. Just kind of go back to your childhood. Remember what you were like. You know, how are children? Children don't give a fuck. Children, they don't know they can't do something until they're told they can't do it. Be like that child who doesn't know what you can't do yet. You know, you know the rules of life. You're of age, most likely. You're of age. You know right from wrong. Don't go out doing wrong things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say here is you have that childlike nature about you. You know, try not to worry. Children have no worries. They don't have a care in the world. Take a nap. Be a child. Just try, and when you're struggling, try and think back to that childlike nature. Do something on a whim. Do something unplanned. Do something unplanned. You're planning something here. But I feel like you might be getting caught up in the details, and that's why you're a little hesitant on that. So do something on a whim. That's what I'm getting from this. If an opportunity comes up, and I feel like maybe that's what might be happening in the near future. Hello, focus. Back here. There I am. Okay. So when if an opportunity comes up, I feel like there's going to be something that is going to come up all of a sudden. Hey, you know, you're going to get a phone call. Hey, we're going to go to the beach. You want to come? Say yes. If it's something you enjoy doing, don't go, oh, well, I have this to do, and, you know, like, I'm just not feeling like myself, or don't find an excuse. Don't make an excuse. If it's something you enjoy doing, whether you feel like doing it right now or not, you'll enjoy it once you get there. I promise. Once you get there, you'll have a good time. So that's the advice I'm getting from the cards. Whatever it is, this situation or this person that you're trying to move on from, and trying to, you know, move into a happier space, what I feel like you need to do is embrace who you are as a person. Find something, if you're down right now, which I kind of feel like you might be, if you're down on yourself right now, find someone that you can confide in, and, you know, just be like, hey, I'm going through some shit. They don't necessarily need to know the details of what's going on, but just be like, you know, like, I just need a little bit of comfort. Can I come hang out? I just need to get away. You know, I just really need a hug. You know, can we hang out? And I feel like there's something that's going to come up. Maybe you don't even need to call them. I feel like maybe somebody's going to call you and say, hey, let's go bowling. Let's go to the beach. Let's go on a hike. Say yes. Find a way to say yes. Because in doing that, you're finding a way to say yes to yourself. And a way to say yes to where you want to be in life. Once you start saying yes to those things that make you happy, more of those things that make you happy will come along for you to say yes to. That's just how the universe works. But you have to put in the work. you have to say yes the first few times, even if you don't really feel like it. If ultimately you know it's something that you like to do or that will make you happy, go for it. So that is the advice that I have for you for the first half of April. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Check out the Metaphysical Monday playlist I just posted about saging, smudging your space, which could probably help you in this situation as well. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best, and I'll see you next time.